Greetings from Act Now. I just drank a cup of coffee. I don't very often drink coffee because, number one, it's addictive. Number two, it's not good for the central nervous system. Number three, it's not good for the circulatory system. Number four, it's not good for the muscular system because it's not good for the nervous system, which operates the muscular system. Now, I was drinking this cup of coffee with somebody else who has severe muscular cramping going on in the shoulder. And this person drank a couple of cups of coffee and was talking about all this muscular cramping going on in the shoulder. And it made me think, what's going on with humanity? Well, I know the answer, but just made me think here, and I'll lay it out in a somewhat logical progression of thought for you. What's going on with humanity? Is humanity that stupid? I proposed it to the person. Do you know that drinking this coffee right now is certainly not going to help the muscular cramping in your shoulder that you say has been going on now for several days? And in fact, for several days it was extremely painful, and now the pain has somewhat subsided, but the cramping is feeling even more severe. Very high level of tightness in the shoulder. Excuse me. Well, I said, are you aware that this caffeine, this nervous system, this stimulant, is not only not going to help the cramping, but it will probably act to make it worse, or at least act to maintain its current status for at least several hours longer, whereas it might have started to loosen up if not for the caffeine. And the person said, no, I didn't know that. Now, this person is nearly 30 years old. And here's my proposal now to you. We learn early enough in life to be able to figure this out. We learn various things that we can use as premises here to reach a logical conclusion. One premise would be that stimulants affect a person's nervous system. Number two, caffeine is a stimulant. We have evidence of that because, well, why do we drink coffee? Why do people ingest caffeine in the morning? It's to wake up. Therefore, it is a stimulant, all right? It perks people right up. As a matter of fact, it is an addictive stimulant. Okay? The nervous system, we get metabolically addicted to it. Okay. We know it's a stimulant. There's no question over it. The smell of it can wake us up. Just the smell of it acts as a stimulant. Okay. Stimulants affect the nervous system. All right. We also know that stimulation of the nervous system stimulates the muscular system. A lot of us know that. We have been told that in high school. And it's not too much of a stretch to just come to that conclusion anyway. We also know, as a premise here for us, right here, that muscular cramping is a result of hyperstimulation of the muscular system. Therefore, is caffeine going to act toward the relief of muscular cramping? No. Is it going to act to maintain or increase muscular cramping states of affairs? Yes. And yet, people continue generation after generation to fail to make that connection, to understand that conclusion. Why? Humanity in large can come up with things like increasingly miniaturized electronic circuitry, smartphones, and whatnot, but continuously, generation after generation, regardless of having all the mental wherewithal to conclude that drinking caffeine, drinking coffee, is not good for you, and therefore should not be done, especially on a day when you have muscular cramping going on. Doesn't even figure that out. Barely has any awareness of such a thing. Generation after generation. Why? Is such a simple, basic thing. Such a simple thing. Education, socialization, consciousness hijacking through life to such an extent, or in the direction of having a general idea of things like how smartphones are put together, how miniaturization of circuitry and so forth occurs, and yet not understanding something as simple and basic and essential, just basic knowledge of one's body and the effects of things that we put into it, is to never actually make the connection all of our lives between something like drinking coffee and muscle cramps. That is something that a 4-year-old should know and be able to figure out. But we might say, well, no 4-year-old should be able to figure that out or should know that. Yes, they should. It's that simple. It's that simple. Hell, contemporarily, 4 and 5-year-olds know how to use a computer keyboard. Why wouldn't they be able to figure out that caffeine and muscular cramping don't, they go really well together? Why? Somebody or some group of people with malicious intent regarding the human race is involved, has to be involved in the prevention or the circumvention of humanity being able to figure stuff like this out within a moment. Over and over, generation after generation. The human condition is such that, well, I would like to ask, is humanity, in its current condition, that stupid? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Is it that sheeple-like? Yes, it is. Does it deserve whatever pile of shit it has that it's involved in? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Is there any reason for any given member of the human race to walk around pompously proud of or pontificating the miraculous wonders of the human intellect? No, there's no good reason for it whatsoever. Because it's dysfunctional. It's a shame. It's shameful. Downright shameful. Folks, if you don't want to be a part of this shameful state of affairs, human condition state of affairs, then I suggest that you act now. Towards some personal evolution, self-mastery, true selfhood, and perhaps even some maximum performance with those. Have a good day. Be well. Act now.